Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Peace and blessings be with you all. A good afternoon to everyone in the UK. Today, we're going to continue with a reflection series in the life and leadership lessons from Surah al-Kahf, based upon this book by Professor Dr. Hassan Mohi-ud-Din Qadri. And I'm going to go to page 91 of the book, continuing on roughly from where we finished off last time. The parable of two business models. In human history, stories have always served as powerful vehicles for imparting wisdom. The ancient parable of the two men and their gardens, as recounted in the Holy Quran, holds a profound lesson, not just for life and faith, but also for business leadership and the diverse mindsets that shape our paths to success. This timeless narrative speaks volumes about the virtues of humility, gratitude, and ethical stewardship, reminding us that true prosperity goes beyond mere material wealth and resides in the steadfastness of our faith and the strength of our character. The Tale of the Two Gardens, a journey of wealth and faith. In a lush valley where nature displayed her abundant grace, two men lived side by side. This story, unfolding amidst endless green, speaks of profound truths and life's intricate balance between faith and material wealth. The first man, a prosperous entrepreneur by every standard, owned two extraordinary gardens. Each garden was a testament to nature's generosity, filled with flourishing grapevines, robust date palms, and fields of golden corn. Between these patches of paradise ran a pristine river, its waters crystal clear, nourishing the fertile soil and ensuring that the garden's bounty never ceased. The river, with its ceaseless flow, symbolized an eternal promise of prosperity. With each harvest, his wealth grew, filling his storage and his heart with a sense of invincibility. He would often turn to his companion and, with a mix of pride and arrogance, declare, "Look at my gardens. Can you see anyone greater in wealth and power than I? Surely this prosperity will never fade, and even if there is an afterlife, I will find it even more magnificent." His companion, though less affluent, was rich in faith and humility. He watched the proud man with a heart burdened by concern, for he understood the fleeting nature of earthly possessions and the eternal power of divine will. One sunny afternoon, as the proud man boasted amidst his lush gardens, his friend gently reminded him, "Do you not remember who created you from mere dust, and then from a drop of fluid, and shaped you into a man? It is Allah, my Lord, who has blessed you with all of this." The wealthy man, basking in self-assurance, dismissed the warning. His friend continued, his voice steady and compassionate. "Why do you not acknowledge that all you possess is by the will of Allah? Instead of boasting, you should say, 'This is as Allah has willed. There is no power except by Allah. Even though I am less fortunate in wealth and children, I trust in Allah's wisdom and mercy.'" Days turned into weeks, and the man's gardens continued to thrive, creating a lush oasis in the heart of the valley. Yet one fateful day, a storm unlike any had descended upon the valley. The heavens roared, the lightning struck with unrelenting fury. The once vibrant gardens were reduced to a desolate wasteland. and the river that had sustained them vanished deep into the earth, unreachable and lost. The proud man stood amidst the ruins, his heart heavy with despair and regret, his hands wringing over his lost investments. In that moment of desolation, he realized the depth of his arrogance and folly. I wish I had never ascribed partners to my Lord. He lamented, tears mingling with the rain that soaked the barren soil. He understood that neither his wealth nor his power could save him from Allah's decree. His friend, who remained steadfast in his faith, approached him with compassion. In this situation, he said softly, the only protection is that of Allah, the real God. He is the best in rewarding and the best in requiting. The humbled man's words echoed with wisdom and truth, urging all who heard to ponder deeply on the transient nature of worldly possessions and the eternal power of divine will. As time passed, the valley's residents often recounted the tale of the two men. It became a cherished parable, a timeless reminder that true success lies not in the abundance of wealth, but in the steadfastness of one's faith. The story inspired many to reflect on their own lives, to recognize the source of their blessings, and to live in a manner that honored the divine. Once again, the green and thriving valley whispered lessons of humility and gratitude. The proud man, now a symbol of repentance and faith, devoted his life to spreading the message of the parable. He rebuilt his gardens, not with the arrogance of his past, but with a newfound understanding of his place in the universe. Each plant he nurtured and seed he sowed was a testament to the reverence of Allah's will. His companion, ever faithful and wise, remained by his side, serving as a constant reminder of the divine truth that bound their lives together. The two men, once divided by wealth and arrogance, now walked the same path of humility and faith, their lives intertwined by the lessons of the valley. The story of the two men and their gardens continues to inspire generations, urging everyone to look beyond the superficial, to seek the divine in every aspect of life, and to live with hearts full of gratitude and reverence. It is a tale that transcends time, serving as a beacon of hope and faith for all who heard it, and a profound reminder of the eternal power of Allah's will. From this account, based upon the story relayed to us in the Quran, we see there are lessons for personal and professional development. The parable of the two business models provides profound lessons, and we can use these for personal and professional development that are especially valuable to young entrepreneurs. And here are some of the key takeaways. Humility and gratitude. One of the central themes of the story is the importance of humility. The wealthy man's arrogance led to his downfall, while his humble friend remained steadfast in faith and gratitude. For young entrepreneurs, recognizing that success is not solely a result of their efforts, but also the blessings and opportunities provided by a higher power, can foster a humble and grateful attitude. This humility can help build strong, respectful relationships with employees, customers, and partners. And here is the point. If you become arrogant and you start looking down upon other people and thinking that you got to wherever you got by merely your own efforts, you actually distance yourself from all of those people that you work with, from whoever you build friendships, relations, or business partnerships with. And they will not want to work with you. They will not want to be there for you. And so you end up in a very lonely situation. And the reality is, any one of these enterprises is built by multiple people. Especially, I mean, unless you just literally have a shop by yourself and you're the only person working there. And even then, you still depend upon the relationships you have with your suppliers and all the people in the supply chain that provide those products. So even then, even though a lot more of it is due to your own efforts, you are still relying on so many other people. And when that all works properly and works in a way which is beneficial to all concerned, this is what we mean by the blessings of Allah, the blessings of God that are actually making that work as it's supposed to work for the benefit of everyone. Because it's a chain. And if any one of those links in the chain is broken, then the whole chain is broken. That is blessing that is holding that chain together. And also the humility and gratitude each of these people have for the other people that they're working with or doing business with. 2, acknowledging divine will. The story emphasizes belief in divine will and recognizes that everything originates from Allah. This perspective encourages young entrepreneurs to adhere to ethical practices and uphold integrity, while understanding that true success and sustenance comes from a higher power. It also instills resilience, as setbacks are viewed as part of a broader divine plan, fostering perseverance and trust. And that's the other thing as well. There will always be setbacks. Whatever you do, there will always be some setbacks. How you manage, how you handle those setbacks will ultimately be the defining aspect of your success. Because if you handle those setbacks badly, you will never get anywhere. On the other hand, if you handle those setbacks with wisdom and with resilience and perseverance, you can overcome almost any setback. 3, ethical business practices. The parable contrasts 2 approaches to wealth, one driven by arrogance and self-sufficiency, and the other by faith and humility. For young entrepreneurs, it highlights the importance of upholding ethical standards and acknowledging that their resources and success are blessings to be managed responsibly. 4, importance of faith and trust. The humble man's trust in Allah's wisdom, despite his lesser wealth, showcases the strength derived from faith. Young entrepreneurs can learn to balance ambition with trust in a higher power, discovering solace and strength in their faith during challenging times. 5, preparedness for change and loss. The sudden destruction of the gardens serves as a powerful reminder of the impermanence of material wealth. Young entrepreneurs should adopt a flexible and adaptable mindset to prepare for unexpected changes and losses. This preparedness can help them navigate the volatile world of business with grace and resilience. Because things are not, like we already mentioned, things are not always going to run smooth. So if we're prepared that there will be some problems, some setbacks, disasters can happen. If we already have like that in our mind, that that is a possibility, maybe we can strategize ways to actually manage them better. 6, the role of compassion and friendship. The humble man's supportive and compassionate nature towards his wealthy friend highlights the importance of surrounding oneself with true friends and advisors. Young entrepreneurs can benefit from having mentors and friends who provide honest feedback and support, helping them to remain grounded and focused. It's interesting, isn't it? Within this account, the other person who was initially doing better and was more successful was looking down upon, ultimately became his teacher and mentor. And then later on, they rekindled their friendship and they worked together to have a much more successful business together. And again, there's a lesson in that. Through working with each other instead of competing with each other, they actually had a much more successful business, even when things were not as maybe as beneficial as they were before that terrible storm. 7. Continuous reflection and learning. The story promotes ongoing self-reflection and learning. Entrepreneurs should regularly assess their values, goals, and practices to ensure that their actions align with their principles. Engaging in this reflective practice can foster personal growth and lead to a more ethical and effective business strategies. And you notice here the author has mentioned that align with their principles. Actually check what principles you have first as well. It's something I've noticed. There seems to be a decline in principles. The principles that I was raised with as a child, and I know many of the people of my generation were raised with, do not seem to necessarily always be passing through from one generation to another. And that does not bode well for those individuals or for our society going forwards. Principles exist for a reason, because they are beneficial for all of us to live in a harmonious, peaceful society that works for the benefit of everyone. If we lose those principles, then we lose that, and we're no longer in a safe society. We're already seeing the consequences of some of that. 8. Social responsibility. The parable also implicitly touches upon the concept of social responsibility. The wealthy man's boastfulness contrasted with the humble man's concern, and that reflects a broader impact of one's success upon the community. Young entrepreneurs should consider the social and environmental implications of their business practices and strive to contribute positively to society. By internalizing these lessons, young entrepreneurs can build businesses that are not only successful but also ethical, resilient, and compassionate. The story serves as a timeless reminder of the importance of balancing ambition with humility, faith, and gratitude, resulting in a more meaningful and fulfilling entrepreneurial journey. And a key point that comes through there a number of times is resilience. And the world has difficulties in it. Wherever you live, whatever country you live in, there are going to be difficulties. There are going to be challenges. Whatever you set your heart and mind to, whether you go into business or whether you go into some other career, there will always be difficulties. There will always be challenges. There will always be problems such as this man and his neighbor and the relationship they had, because the one person become arrogant. And, it could easily have been that more humble person could have become envious and jealous of the other person as well, in which case the situation would have been even worse between them. These interactions between people. We're all going to encounter these issues in our life, and how we handle those, whether we handle them with wisdom, with compassion, with resilience, or whether we handle them in ways which only create more problems. This is ultimately one of the main tests that we go through in life. And how we handle them can actually also make the difference between whether we are successful or not successful in our own lives, and even our akhirah, our afterlife. I hope this gives you some food for thought. And if you find these videos and other content that I produce beneficial, then please like and subscribe and share with whoever may be interested. And also there is a link on these posts and also on my social media channels to buy me a coffee. And if you can actually support my buy me a coffee page, that will help me to produce more content and allow me to keep that content free for everyone to be able to use. And you will then get the blessings of that too, even though you're not producing it yourself, because you are supporting my ability to be able to do that. May Allah bless you all. May Allah guide you all. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I wish you all a wonderful weekend.